What is up, guys? In today's video we have an inside the mind style video where I'm going to walk you through my thoughts and decisions as I play in Fortnite Zero Build. As always, if you guys do enjoy this video, find it helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more, and if you guys would like to use my code in the shop when getting anything, it is EvolveJake, just like my channel name is, and it is underneath the webcam at all times. So I'm going new Sanctuary this game. As of the time I'm recording this video, the final Rivalry ward, improving the kind of vortex or whatever the thing to fly out of here with, that has not been achieved, but as of the time you're watching it, it probably has been achieved. One of the main differences between this POI from last season to this season, though, is going to be the vault at the bottom. Last season you could kind of just open it, but now you need the key card to open it, and one of the spots for the key card to spawn is right here at this tower. I think there are several places where it can spawn, but pretty much all of them are like some sort of like power control room like that on the like kind of perimeter of the POI. That's not good. But you need that to open the vault at the bottom now. And then the vault itself has more loot than it did last season, and also has a chance to get the mythic gloves. And the mythic 7 gloves, they just have 40 uses instead of 20. There's not more charges at a time. There's not a faster recharge. There's not more damage. Just more overall uses, which is nice, but not the biggest deal, I feel like, with how frequent gloves are to find throughout the course of the game. I feel like running out is rarely a problem for me, but like, yeah, sure, you'll take the more uses. It's just not something that would really motivate me to land here strictly for that, you know. And then it also has a chance to spawn at the Frigid Fortress vault as well. And from my understanding, I think this was supposed to work, and then the rivalry unlock was to improve it, but it might also not just be working. I don't know how to activate it anymore because there used to be like a computer. Either way, though, one thing I wanted to talk about is that the improvement of that is not the biggest deal to me, or like the re-unlocking of that is not the biggest deal to me in terms of how I feel about this POI, because near here you have the purple water lake, which kind of gives you dashes, and there's also a rivalry shard there. So I would pretty much always just want to go there immediately after looting this and get those dashes. Anytime you're in the desert biome, you want to make sure you're picking those up. That was bad. I thought he was like closer than that. Okay. So I heard him shockwave to push me, and I was expecting him to like shockwave all the way in here, and it turned out he was like on that ledge still, and then he had the shredder shotgun, and that was a fight that was like pretty ideal for the shredder shotgun because it was like a pretty ranged fight. I had the chaos shotgun, which doesn't have the most range. So I'm just probably gonna leave here. I don't know if there is a way to activate the computer right now or not, but we'll just leave. Either way, though, I want to go here, and then we get dashes there, and then there's also a 0 point ramp. And that's kind of like what I was trying to say. Even if that thing gets activated or improved, it doesn't really change how I feel about this area that much, because you have a guaranteed rift here with dashes, and I want to pick up those dashes on my way out, so. It is still kind of, I feel the same way about this POI prior to that being unlocked that I will like after it being unlocked. And then the porta potty there just brings you to the spot where there's a launch pad, so it all works out very easily. I don't know where this bounty is. Seems like he's somewhere on that lake. The scanner, or that island, sorry. The scanner would be so helpful here. The circle of the rivalry thing can kind of be misleading sometimes. And that's like one of the unfortunate aspects of the rivalry system this season is you have fights like this where I think he's coming from that island and he's just not at all, and then I kind of think he's like maybe hugging the perimeter of the, or like the edge of that mountain. That's what I thought, was that he was on the water here, and then it just turns out he's in that tree, and he completely caught me off guard. The best thing to do there probably would have been to like glove uppercut him, but I didn't have the gloves out. I tried to slide kick him, but I either missed or wasn't going fast enough. I don't remember. But yeah, he wasn't the greatest player, so it worked out anyways. but that is the struggle with the bounty system sometimes in this season, is that like the circle doesn't update super quick, and then also the size of the circle updates based on time rather than how close you are to them. When bounties were a thing in Warzone, which is like kind of what I feel like Fortnite got the bounty system from, because bounties were actually first introduced in Chapter 2. Like the new Rivalry system is an overhauled version of that, but it works kind of similar to the way bounties did then. You just got gold back then. But in Warzone, when you had a bounty on somebody, once you got close enough to the circle got smaller. And so you got closer and closer to the person, and then you were kind of like able to narrow down where they were by getting close to them. But the Rivalry system this season, the circle decreases in size just based on how much time you have left. And so it kind of helps for finding people, but at the same time, it kind of doesn't. If people are willing to just, you know, hide. Or not even just hide. Sometimes you just get awkward timing and you miss each other. Like the bounty that we had behind the tree. I don't know if he was there the whole time or if he had just gotten there or what. But if he just like ran into Builder's Paradise, probably wouldn't have seen him. Or Builder's Barracks. I don't know why I always call that place Builder's Paradise. And then spawning the same thing. Like the circle is still like kind of large. Like we know there's somebody in this area somewhat, but like if it got smaller as I got close to him, we would have a better idea of where he actually was. Because it would be smaller at this point, and then we would know kind of on what side of the mountain he was. Just shot at me. I don't even know if I want to use this fizz because it's going to make me go super high. I was going to use it and then like jump down there and just leave, but he revealed himself. We can grab a new bounty here. The Infinity Blade is spawned. I'm not going to go for that. I kind of want to play against it. I feel like it's not that hard to play against, but it can be weird to play against. If somebody's using the sword aspect, what I would want to do most is just try to uppercut them with gloves. And then, you know, just unload on them while they're in the air. And even with the Infinity Blade user having increased HP and increased shield, you can still do a lot of damage to them and probably get the elimination that way. Or make them so weak that they're basically eliminated. The problem really comes in when somebody's using it combined with guns and they're doing that well. Because like if you expect them to just be meleeing you and then they pull out a chaos shotgun, like it can kind of grief you. The best aspect of the Infinity Blade, I think, is just mobility. If somebody views it as mobility and not so much a weapon, then they can be very dangerous. But the people actively trying to use it as a weapon, I think, usually aren't the most difficult to deal with. Especially in a season like this. Like them having 50 more HP total, they have 125 of each health and shield, I don't think is like actually that big of a difference when we have weapons that melt this quick, whether it's the Thunderburst SMG, the Combat AR, the pistol. Like so many things kill really quick this season. There's a guy over here going for it, I think, or maybe not actually. It looked like he was going to the Rivalry board, and the sword is on the other side. I was gonna say if he's going for it, I would be happy to let him get it so that we could fight him. Which, if I was just playing to win, then like trying to kill him while he pulled it out of the ground would be nice. Like an easy way to get an elimination, but just for the sake of the video, figured I'd let him get it, but I don't think he's doing that. And this bounty wasn't the person I saw just now. Oh yeah, I think someone got it. Maybe not. I don't know. I thought I heard the noise that it makes when someone does a dash with it, but it's still like on the map. But this bounty is not the person I had seen. The person I had seen was like a frozen dummy skin. They stole my car. That was bad. Okay, worked out. I wanted to get this kill because I thought this guy was weak. Just get him out of the fight. And then dash to like try to throw the person's aim off. But like that person wasn't even trying to shoot at me. And so I kind of lost them when I did that. But I expected them to be like shooting at me. So I thought I could like dash that way and then just, you know, break line of sight. But they ended up being up here. Either way, it worked out. More people fighting up ahead. And they have the exotic SMG, I think. Is the bat signal getting shown? What is that? Oh, I guess it's the slipstream. That was like one of the rewards unlocked as well. They're fighting here. But it seems like a fight that's kind of like stalled out or not really doing anything. And like third partying is a way to get easy eliminations and stuff. But there is somewhat of like timing that really matters on third partying. If I were to jump in there right now, I'd probably just end up getting focused. Because they're not actually fighting. Their fight has kind of like stalled out. I didn't mean to waste a dash there. Unfortunately, this guy's self-res and I don't want him getting up. See if this guy tries to do anything now. Immediately expecting him to try to make a play. They did. And now we're just like trying to chase this kill out. Like this guy's really weak. He can't really do much other than run. Because even if he does try to turn and fight me, he's, yeah, I was gonna say he's weak enough to where it's just, he can't really do much. My bounty has gotten close to here as well. But based on the name, I didn't expect this person to be real. Now we have 2 players remaining. I'm just gonna go grab bounties and then look for them that way. Like I've been asked about recently on stream, like if it's worth taking bounties in the end game. I think it is because I value just knowing where people are more than them knowing where I am. But I guess it's just a matter of like preference on that. I think if you're a decent fighter and you're confident fighting, the most likely way that you can kind of throw in these situations is just like getting caught off guard or maybe getting third partied, and just knowing where one of the people is really helps in just not getting caught off guard. It can kind of help with getting third party too, because like hypothetically if I started fighting somebody other than my bounty, I have an idea of where my bounty is, you know? And I know how likely it is I'm going to get third partied. And then it being a 1v1 is the same thing. Like them knowing where you are helps them, but if you're, oh my god, if you're confident fighting, then I think that you benefit more from the information than they do. I want to shock up and shoot down on this guy because he's like really eager to use that the cube rifle. And so I just don't want to be on the ground. That was bad. That was like a very good situation for the cube rifle, and it's just a very awkward weapon to deal with because you just start getting knocked around and stuff. I probably should have just dashed sooner. But in any of those situations, if you're dealing with that gun, I think you just want to use mobility and reset. The problem would be doing nothing and just like freezing up, which a lot of people kind of, you know, they do panic in those situations. It's a weird gun to play against. I was not expecting that. I was not expecting that person to be real either. So we just reset the fight and heal. Luckily, I had pizza, which is just a really overpowered healing item. And then from there, I want the fight to start on terms where the cube rifle is going to be irrelevant. And if I'm in the sky like that, he can shoot me with the regular rifle component of it, but it's going to be much harder for him to hit those shots than if he's just sitting on the ground shooting me with like the explosive version. And now I feel basically the same thing that I was talking about earlier. Like I'm just going to go grab a bounty and then we should know where this guy is. Or at least like a somewhat general idea of where he is, and that's going to make playing out the rest of the game a lot easier. I think he's on that hill, actually. Yeah, look at this guy. He's on this hill. And the bounty indicator, he's on like the edge of it already. Like where he is in the circle, but like where my first guess of where he was wouldn't be that, just looking at the circle. Like somewhat misleading at times, I feel like. You're not misleading, but I don't know. I think a lot of people expect them to be in the center, and that's like rarely the case. I don't know if this person is playing. They aren't. Alrighty then, GG's, man. You just wanted to be in the video. But yeah, that is going to be it for this video. As always, if you guys did find this to be helpful, informative, or interesting, remember to give it a like, subscribe if you would like to see more. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching.